tell you that Quebec wants to split from the rest of Canada, and that's what. And so Trump just came out with the 51st states. That was an old idea coming from Quebec, the people that want to split, and this
well,
is
the French people of Quebec have fought tirelessly to preserve their identity.
That's right.
Their language, their culture. There are people living in Quebec who can trace their ancestry back to the 1600s when the colonization actually began.
That's right.
And I think, to be perfectly frank, Quebec deserves its independence. I probably shouldn't say that. Everybody will attack me in the United States for saying that. But I absolutely believe that. I think that's very true. I'm also a supporter of Puerto Rican independence.
Yeah.
For the same reason. It is not part of the United States. It's fundamentally different, has a different culture, different language. They should be on their own. There's no reason for us to be there. There's no reason for us to be in the Philippines, and never was. And we finally got out, thank God. These are legacies of imperialism. Now, what does the rest of Canada do? Well, you mentioned Alberta, but if you look at Alberta, you look at the resources in Alberta.
Yeah.
They are almost limitless wealth if they are properly managed and exploited. That can happen. And I think that's the problem here in the United States. We fail to realize we still are resource rich.
Yeah.
We can, if we're willing to manage it and exploit it effectively, we really don't need much from overseas. The reason we're dependent on China right now for a lot of these rare earths and minerals is because they refine them. So why haven't we built our own refinery? And one of the things that when I was in Vancouver, I talked to many people about, and they all sort of agreed but shook their heads. I said, we should build at least one, maybe two rare earth refineries, where you can refine everything from usual rare earths, lithium, uranium, all of this. Right. It should be joint between ourselves and Canada. We'll place it in proximity to the borders where we have power, electric power, where we have rail lines and all these kinds of things. And everybody said, well, yeah, but Canada has terrible relations right now with America. America has terrible relations with Canada. How are we going to do that? I said, well, eventually people do reach adulthood and they figure out that these sort of squabbles are stupid, pointless, and counterproductive. The other problem, of course, that you face, it's even worse in your country than mine, is this obsession with the climate and all the suppression of technology and innovation that comes with that. I don't know how many times somebody was talking to me the other day and made a list of all the statements by the sort of climatologists telling us that in 36 months, the Earth would die, or 48 months, the Earth will be dead. This goes all the way back to the early 1990s forward.
Yeah.
We've got to wake up and recognize that's not necessarily true. The other thing is you can do things with technology today that we couldn't do 30 years ago that curbs a lot of that pollution. Yeah. In other words, we can deal with this. But a rare earth refinery to build today